What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Last night, Atlanta episode 3 aired on FX. So let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. So the basis of this episode was Ernest trying to take Vanessa out on a date. And the issue with that is he only has $62 to his name. If you use Twitter often, I'm sure by now you've seen those $200 date topics. So Twitter was in a frenzy last night after this episode aired. It was crazy seeing everybody talk about dates and talking about prices. Me personally, I don't think about the price. I'm just trying to have a good time. But going back to the episode, Ernest had to deal with trying to get around all of this stuff. From the valet trying to charge him to all the menu items that the waitress was trying to upsell them on. So it was like he was struggling to really figure out how he's going to pull this thing off. And eventually he ended up getting help from Paper Boi. I thought it was a good plot for the series. It was very mellow. And I think it also builds to the fact that Ernest is easily the most relatable character on Atlanta, just because he fits into that person chasing his dreams, whereas someone like Paper Boi or Darius, they don't really fit to the average person. Anybody following their dreams and dealing with situations, I know I've said this before, but they can relate to Ernest. Not everybody's going to relate to Paper Boi and Darius, which is not to take anything away from them because they have been great on the show as well. But I like Ernest as a character. I think him at the very beginning when he's trying to get a kid's meal and the employee at the fast food restaurant is ridiculing him because he doesn't have a kid with him, and I thought it was kind of weird. I wonder if that actually happens in real life or ever happens, because it just doesn't seem like a scenario that would ever really happen. But then he got a water cup and filled it with soda. I think anybody that went to high school and could have lunch off campus has done that at least once in their lives. I've done it. So many other people have as well. So I thought there was that, again, that relatability factor. The more of the subplot was Paper Boi and Darius going on a drug deal. Now, who is this drug deal with? None other than the Migos. It was their first TV appearance. And out of the three, Quavo was really the only one who got that time on the air. The other two, they're there, take off and offset. But it was Quavo who did all the talking. He shot someone, made it believable. I think that was a big part of this scene, was him shooting the guy, because I think it allowed Paper Boi and Darius to realize they're tough, yeah, but there's people out there that are a lot more intimidating than they are. And it kind of, I want to say, broke down their confidence a little bit. They went into this, yeah, it's going to be easy. We're going to get this money. We're going to get these drugs, all of that. But in the end, it was kind of intimidating for them to see, this dude just doesn't care at all. Quavo is just shooting people in the woods. And I thought the woods was an interesting location, too. They were originally going to be just, in a regular area of Atlanta, but then they went to the woods, and I thought that was kind of a unique setting to have them in. And also, it worked well, because you're not going to shoot somebody in the middle of Atlanta. I mean, you could, but I think it's more believable when you have it in the woods like that. Because I think my only issue with Atlanta right now is the fact that it's only a half hour. This episode was good, but I feel like the conflict in it wasn't too great. It was a very mellow episode overall. When we got the first two episodes, they were back to back, so it felt like you were watching something for an hour, and I think that might even be a better format for Atlanta going forward. But I understand that once you're in that half hour block, you're not really going to exchange and go into an hour format. But I think they would get more done. They would have more to work with. At least just this. These are my feelings with this episode, because it felt like it was just over so quick. I was expecting a little bit more out of the drug deal scene, more kind of conflict. But Darius had the handcuffs to the briefcase, and instead of that being a huge conflict point, it was solved easy. Migos was like, yeah, you can keep the briefcase. We'll just take all the money out of it. So it was like it was solved very quickly. But I thought maybe that would do something just because Quavo was such an intimidating force on this show. So I liked episode 3, but I would have liked to see a little bit more conflict. But I get it. Not every episode is going to be like the first two. But overall, it's still one of my favorite shows, my favorite new shows. And if you have not watched it yet, I encourage you to watch it. Let me know your thoughts on episode 3 in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.